Oh, you guys. All right. We're back. I mean, not to you, we're not, because we never left, I guess, but we're doing a second video on the
I'm gonna
same
start
night.
calling you Saul Goodboy.
Got?
Okay, you got me. You got me so hard.
Question mark.
You puppy poop. Okay, so we're doing another 3 blind somethings, right? Somethings.
Blind hand jig.
Goodness.
Blind
You would've
Bangkoks. Ooh.
It's their handsy tonight.
Well, he's had
love it.
All right,
he's
my
had
boys.
some beverages.
Yeah, we had a few.
He's gonna have
beverages.
some
We're gonna have
more.
another.
So
He's putting. We were gonna do the Eagle Rares at some point. I don't know if we're gonna be able to.
he's about to get more hands.
Yeah. Don't worry, Rick. You don't have to do that one. All right. Anyway.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Left to right, boys. Left to right. Here we go. Left.
That's all right.
Your other left, Ricky. There you go. Okay, Cody. Here you go.
Yeah.
Here you go, buddy.
Your other left.
Ooh,
That's Headley.
Dilly. I think that's Dilly.
Somebody will get that reference of our 2.
Let's see.
What'd you say, Rick? Dill?
Dilly at first.
It's a little flat. Yeah, I could see the dill and like a little grassy.
Like sweet menthol. Smell like something.
It's a little bit of like it's like cilantro kind of herbal, vegetal.
Tell me what happened, or you're gonna be looking to be behind prison doors. Tell me
What's
something.
happening?
Cody with the comedy.
You're gonna talk one way or another.
So we're doing an interrogation scene now. Well, at least it's not the spread your legs and show me what you're all about
I like to branch out.
storyline that we've been following for 25 reviews. About I'm getting some pepper.
Yeah.
On the back. I'm almost getting like a pepper, like the vegetable pepper. Prickling. I don't know. This is like not the kind of smell I would expect normally. All right. Well, it's time
Spicy
to
vegetable.
put let the rubber hit the road, boys.
Yeah, like what's Vicks Vapo Rub? Menthol or eucalyptus?
Wow, that's Vapor Rub. Nice call out.
Like just barely though. It's not like an actual rye kind of that kind of.
Start drinking it because I need to talk about it.
No, I am talking about it right now.
Drink it. Drink it. It's like past all the other ones.
Another low proofer.
I was gonna say, not very strong alcohol.
Adrian
Hey, we
didn't
just
bring
watched-
his A game this time.
We just watched a video about how the low proofers aren't always the worst. You know that?
Except they only have one that was a lower proof on their list, and it was 100 proof.
Yeah, Cody.
And I think this is below
You're a
that.
naysayer. You're negative Nancy, and I'm sick of it.
White, oaky, maybe dark chocolate.
A little bit of rye, a little bit of like wood chips, not staves, not charred oak, like wood chips, like drier than that, and like not as. It's not like burnt sugar or any of those types of flavors. Well, its flavor profile's bizarre. Yeah, grassy, straw-like, dry and woody, but not so much the burnt. Almost like chalky.
Can't decide if I like that one or not. Because normally that's one I would like, but maybe I'm evolving. I'm requiring more flavors. Maybe more.
The palate cleanser helped a little. Got a little bit of orange peel.
I'll have to come
But,
back to that.
Complex.
Just get like oak and
Yeah, that's
eucalyptus and slight sweetness and maybe a little black pepper, but not fresh cracked. Standard.
sure.
Yeah.
All right. We'll have to come back to that guy. Ooh.
There's something
A lot
on
more
this
going on.
that's got. It's like dusty smelling.
Not the best beer for this.
It's got like that smell that I ever taste.
Oh my god, those are the worst palate cleansing I've ever done. Ooh.
You okay over
don't
there?
drink that beer immediately followed by water, and it tastes like toothpaste.
Oh.
Talk amongst yourselves.
All right.
It's got that scent or flavor that I can't ever put a finger on. I'm gonna have to Google it and figure out. It's like a horseradish or wasabi, that like root vegetable question mark that
Yeah.
are like the spicy nasally
Mhm.
kind of. I don't get like spicy. I just get
Right.
that smell that like if you had like a horseradish cheese or something, and you're like, wait, this
I can
isn't
see like a
regular
leaf, maybe.
cheese.
Something a little more mild. Definitely not like wasabi.
Yeah, this is
It's
like
not. Yeah, it's not like it's not like it's something spicy in there. It's not in that way. It's just the flavor of it, like the root vegetable kind of.
I get like a lot of autumn smells, like a potpourri almost of your autumn harvest type collection of smells, like a little bit of
I think I get.
cinnamon, or no, more like brown sugar. A little bit
Are you
of,
smelling like pumpkin? Anything like that?
No, but that's not far from what I'm talking
Not like
about.
pumpkin flavored stuff, but like the actual, or like an actual like we cut into a
Oh.
pumpkin and you smell the.
I mean, that's not. Yeah, we're in the same wheelhouse.
Probably, I'm sure they didn't use a pumpkin at all in making bourbon, but
A little root vegetable, dustiness, maybe a little apple.
Yeah, apple, and a little bit of. I mentioned the brown sugar and maybe a little. We said this about the last set. There's a little bit of butteriness to it, I think. But let's sip. A little bit of like orange, tangerine. I'm gonna stick on the brown sugar too. Ooh, nice heat, residual.
bit of the higher proof than the first one. Dark chocolate. You know those oranges are like chocolate covered oranges.
Yeah, those. Chocolate and orange.
Chocolate covered orange.
Probably.
I swear to God.
Probably.
Right out this window, Cody. That's where my punch will send you.
No defenestration for me. Bitch didn't know that word.
What?
Smart pants.
What word?
Defenestration.
No, I don't. What's it mean?
It's the act of, I think, throwing someone out of a window.
Someone gave a name to that?
Yeah.
Okay. Callipygian, you know what that word means?
Sure
It
don't.
means ass-shaped.
Cool.
I get a little bit of orange,
A little smokiness off of it.
a little bit of like menthol, not much at all. Not as much as on the nose. A little bit of like baking spices, like I don't know what. Maybe not a ton of cinnamon.
I
Brown
like this
sugar.
quite a bit. Certainly more than the first one, at least as of now. It's
I've already
really
forgotten it.
layered and complex. I'm gonna just real quick dip back into one, just for the shock value of how different they are. One's like paper compared to two. All right, I'm gonna start smelling three.
All right. Poor Cody lost his arms.
Wouldn't smell like much, boss.
Mm. It's got a nice kind of a cigar, a little bit of a leatheriness to it, and like, yes, how can we help you, sir? Lay down, Bean. Don't
A little vanilla. Some tea or something?
Yeah, maybe that's more what I'm,
Some like green tea?
where I'm going.
Maybe? I think me and Rick agreed maybe some green tea. And I think maybe some orange and vanilla.
We're on three, right?
It's like an orange sickle with wrapped in green tea leaves.
Green tea, brown sugar, orange.
Sip, sippy, sip. Sounds long lasting. Finish is like non-existent off that first sip.
I kind of like that. I really like that, actually.
A little bit of cherry snuck in there, but
It's like really like orange syrupy or
yeah. I was gonna say like it's like if you melted an orange Jolly Rancher or something, but mix in there maybe a little cherry or something.
where you been getting them orange Jolly Ranchers?
I didn't know those were
Don't they have them? Are they not orange? Well, an orange candy, whatever, an orange hard candy.
That's it. We gotta start the video. Or...
It's the details that are important.
I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sorry that I continue to bring the art form down.
Yeah, Adrian. I think they're kind of sick of the apologies. They just want it to be right.
They just want some action, you know? My crazy Ricky.
Ooh.
We're tasting a little bit of root beer float.
And the last one, number 3.
2 and 3 are much more similar.
Yeah.
You know, but then 1 is just the oddball here.
It's really orangey. A little vanilla, a little oak. Flavor's intense. Mouth feels pretty good. But I wish there was like more to it. It's kind of just like one flavor. And it's good, that flavor, but I wish there was a little bit more evolution or, you know, picking out different notes than just the one. And I'm
2 and 3 to me separate most on the finish. Like 2 has such a better finish to me than 3. They are not completely different profiles.
You said 2 had better finish for you?
Yeah, meaning longer. Like there's more flavor
2
and
did or
less.
3 did.
I think 2 has the longer finish.
I'm getting a little more like cake on 2 now. Like vanilla cake.
Well, let's talk about when we go back through them.
Rick's all about structure, Cody. We have deadlines to meet. Yeah, I mean, I get the cake comment because it's richer, it's a little more full. It's almost like fudgy compared to this one. I got just a smidge of rye on my last taste of 3.
A brief intermission.
It smells weird to me for some reason.
Corn, orange.
So it's an what do you call them?
Maybe orange cream,
Yeah,
orange sickle.
orange sickle with little kernels of corn sprinkled throughout,
Yeah.
wrapped in a tea leaf, sprinkled with
That's
a little brown sugar.
We're making quite a pretty picture here.
That
boys.
sounds so delicious.
That's
All right, I'm going from 3 now to 2.
I'm going to go 2.
They have more brown sugar on the third one than the first time.
Where's the second one?
I'm telling you, it's
more-
chocolate.
It's more pleasant to me than the third one, smell-wise.
It's definitely more like, it's more like a confectionery, like baking spices and stuff.
Some allspice with the nutmeg.
There's definitely one of these, I'm guessing it's number 1. One of these that's like kind of slightly unlike the others, but not really in a specific way. But
Ooh, that one, for some reason I got like, I know it's usually like chocolatey, but I kind of got like sugar cookie at that last scent.
Yeah, it's like
that's fair.
it's like a sugar cookie or a cake with like a slight bit of orange in it, not like a ton. I think.
A little bit of hot cinnamon. It's almost like I want to say raisin bread, but like something that can't be like, I wouldn't say it tastes like raisins. It has to be something a little more floury, a little less sweet than that. So I'm gonna say raisin bread.
It's like a.
Have you ever had like a cinnamon bread without the raisins? Just like white bread with cinnamon on it.
Yeah.
Kind of maybe a little bit of that.
It's like a sugar
flavor.
It's like a sugar cookie with vanilla cinnamon frosting with stripes of orange dotted with raisins on top.
Cody. Cody will narrow every single thing into a single idea.
Getting a little more like dark fruit, a little bit more than raisin the more I smell it. Or orange. Here might be orange there somewhere, but it's not.
Yeah, I would say that orange isn't distinct here
It's not,
like it is on 3.
It's It's like middle. It's like not bright, but it's not dark either. Yeah, it has like a kind of a cakey, cookie kind of smell with.
That's what your nose says, Clay, but what does your mouth say?
Yeah.
What does your ass say?
Heavier on the cinnamon and the.
Like pure cinnamon, like the spice. I was thinking that cinnamon bread myself. But...
Yeah, I'd lean more towards something with cinnamon in it than cinnamon directly, but it's weird how much on the second visit it's like cake.
It's like a. Here's what it is. I figured out the palate of it.
Go ahead,
Here
Cody.
we go.
It's like a cinnamon coffee cake. I think coffee cake already has cinnamon in it. So I guess it's like a coffee cake. Light on the icing on top, not like a ton of it. Just a little, like a real thin, like you barely knew it was there, but it's just there enough to make it a little bit sweet on top. Heavy on the cinnamon in the coffee cake with a few raisins dotted throughout. Not many of them.
Like one, or just a small handful.
Like maybe like you get a slice this big and there's like
2 or 3.
yeah,
across
it's like
the slice.
3. There's like a triangle of raisins.
All right, back to 1. Yeah, it smells like a bitter smell compared to the 2. So vegetal, green and leafy. Just get like
It's
a
like,
charcoal note.
God, I can barely smell any of these without my nose burning.
Yeah. God, pickle.
It's a V8, man. It's a V8 bourbon.
Yeah.
It's a whole vegetable garden in there.
So
It's like
I guess
so
there's no such thing
subtle,
as
though.
no such thing as a fresh pickle.
You mean a cucumber?
Yeah, but I don't mean a cucumber is what I mean. Like, it's like if you had a pickle that's not been sitting in vinegar freaking juice for 2 days.
feel
You
like
took it
this-
out of the jar and let it sit on the counter for a while.
So
subtle.
pre-pickled pickle.
No, because it's been pickled and you took it out of the jar.
Well, then it smells like a pickle.
I said it smelled like a pickle.
You said not like a pickle, but like a fresh
No, I didn't.
pickle.
I did not say not like a pickle. I said fresh was wrong. I took that back.
You
Man,
start
believe it.
take things back.
The extent you will go to fixate on something is incredible. Yeah, but I don't mean a cucumber is what I mean. Like, it's like if you had a pickle that's not been sitting in vinegar freaking juice for 2 days.
feel
You
like
took it
this-
out of the jar and let it sit on the counter for a while.
Two smelling dusty again. I think I said that at first.
One is just like a light, just a really light smelling sour to me. I don't know, it's hard for me to pinpoint. Number one.
They're a little grassy, a little
Yeah,
brown
more
sugar.
vegetation.
I
It's just very
It
subtle.
smells like a little like vegetable oil to me. It's like reminds me of like having
Nothing
dressing on
there.
like Italian dressing on a sandwich. Like you smelled it. It's like this.
a little bit of like honey, maybe a little bit of cinnamon, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like the second time around the flavors, or at least better than the first time around.
Yeah, the flavor's not as harsh as the smell.
Oh, someone's sleepy. I guess we're gonna have to play with them.
A little bit of rye, a little bit
I just
of I think we
don't
talked
get
about
much.
the first time how woody it smelled. I'm kind of looking for it now, but I do think that's justified. It's definitely oaky, possibly like I don't know, charcoal.
I think I got my order.
I'm guessing we all have the same order, but we'll see.
I'm not ready.
Always waiting on Cody.
It's important.
Never
This is
fail.
this is make or break for some poor distillery. I have to get it right.
21.
Two's a little drying.
Number one stock has risen a little bit, going back through. Although I think it's
Yeah.
largely where I left it, but it's not as bad as the first trip.
I think I know my order.
Go first, Cody.
I'm going 3, 2, 1.
Same.
3. So I think it's kind of sort of similar to the last one. One wasn't as bad as we thought. I think it is the most lacking in flavor and in scent. I think it has the least amount of flavor, but what's there isn't too bad. I felt it was a little more different than the other two. I get like kind of cakey, cinnamon, slight dark fruit, a little dustiness, a little drying. 3's a little more like maybe a less complex, doesn't evolve quite as much as 2, doesn't have as many flavors at once. But what's there is, I think, more enjoyable, and I think it's a little more viscous.
I think so.
A little more rich.
And it's interesting because
2, 3, 1, right?
Nope, he did. He did 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I said same.
Mine is 2, 3, 1. So
mine is also 2, 3, 1. Sorry, I don't know.
Sorry, Cody.
My head was somewhere in the
lost out on
clouds.
this one this time, Cody.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
2 is
2, 3, 1.
more flavorful to me. I like the complexity.
Definitely got a little bit more.
3
different
was
flavors,
close.
but
It's like.
Yeah, I want to say that 2 and 3 were pretty close. Like Cody says, 2 is the most different. To me, 1 is easily the most different. Now, I think 1 is probably the lowest proof.
Yeah.
So it's like that's kind of unfair.
This might be the
but
rare.
The flavor profile is just unlike the other. It's just totally unlike the other two.
Yeah.
As much as random 3 bourbons are going to be dissimilar, I would say
This
one
might be
is-
the rare instance where the lower proof is the lowest for me.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, 2's most complex to me, the best flavors with all the baking spices. 3 was, like I said, very similar. It was almost neck and neck, but just not quite as much as far as flavors go.
I'm
And then 1.
trying to.
One was just like white and like veggie and meh.
Okay. Fair enough.
trying to go back on trying to not just pick what's the most like. I didn't consciously make this decision, but kind of trying to like just pick the one that I thought was best for me, that I enjoyed the most, more than like which one should be the best, because it's got like I think 2 had the most flavors going on, but I think I enjoyed 3 the most. I think I enjoy the mouthfeel of it, and what flavors were pretty pronounced and pretty well put together. I wish I had a little more complexity to it, but 2 was a little drying for me.
I mean, 2 seems, it might not be, but it seems hotter, which is going to contribute to dryingness. I think for me, if you hand me, I'm going to sit all night and I have to drink one of these, like I'd much rather drink 2, except to the extent that my tongue would get tired from like how much hotter and spicier it seems. So I'm going to go with Rick on 2, 3, 1. And 1 has gotten better. It's acceptable, but it's a completely different profile. As a rye guy, it seems to me this is like more that direction. I should probably like it more, but
Yeah.
there's several flavors going on, so I don't want to say it's one-dimensional, but it's like all in one direction of the bourbon wheel of flavors, and I want a little bit more of every pot, a little bit of out of everything. And that's not doing that for me.
Maybe a
So.
little corn vegetal. I don't know.
So, number 1.
Oh god, I'm so anxious.
Okay, number 1.
What's it gonna be?
Is the first release of George Dickel Bourbon.
George
First
Dickel.
bourbon they've ever released. They're usually a Tennessee whiskey company. It made it to number 5 this year on Whiskey Advocate Best 2021 Bourbons. So, yeah, number 5.
You people are crazy, man.
Number 2, I guess it's going to be consensus winner because Rick and I both picked it. Is
to that?
Bardstown Discovery 6.
Wow.
And then number 3, which was Cody's favorite, and I'm sure he would approve of this, is Remus.
Close second.
Remus Repeal Reserve V.
Ah.
So there we are.
Oh.
Is there a theme with these 3 or?
The theme was two of these were made it very high on best of lists. Bardstown didn't really make a big splash on best of lists. However, the theme will just basically be
But
big 2021 releases that were overlooked.
well,
And I know Remus is like not overlooked, and it's making it on a lot of lists. But it's not the sort of thing. It's not like Buffalo Trace where people punch each other in line to try to get one.
Discovery.
You guys are crazy
Jesus.
because this has so much more flavor than number 5 over there.
I agree with you, Rick. Yeah, I it might be some weird algorithm thing why the George Dickel 8, and there was like some lists that were like, oh, get the bottle and bond, and probably should have because the proof would be a lot closer. Proof on this one's 45, I think. Yeah, 45%. We got 55.55%, and it's another
50.
bottle of bond, so that's 50. So 45, 50, 55. So, and they tasted it. I would say the proof came through, I think, in the flavor for the most part, as far as
Yeah.
you could pretty much tell what proof was higher.
These two, like amongst bourbon people, are extremely popular. Those are probably two of the more popular ones.
Mm-hmm.
Discovery is, if you look for anybody who's like, I want to get an expensive gift of like something $100 to $300, like that one.
Like Will. By the way,
That one.
$99.
What?
Yeah, I know. Less than MSRP.
Are you getting it at like liquor store?
Captain Cork, I'll have you know, in Indiana.
And they're
Wow,
like, I don't know what this is.
Dollars, I don't know.
MSRP is like 125.
130, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, it's like, I don't know if it's listed on here. Yeah, it. I was like, I have to get this at that price.
That's like probably one of the most expensive bourbons you can just buy,
Yeah.
that you can find.
Yeah, and
Oh, I can
it's
see why.
so like in 6 Discovery Series batch 6 is like better. Maybe some people are like, probably not as good as 4, but it's definitely better than 5. It's considered like one of the good ones.
Dickel is, well, that one's the first of its kind.
Yeah.
But I don't know. How much was that? I guess
Oh.
that's the next step.
Jeez, I don't remember. Not much. It
Probably
was
like
not. It was
40
not.
or
Yeah,
50
let's say
or something.
40, 99. What was Remus? Is like 80.
80, 90. Yeah. I gotta disagree with him on that. I don't. Yeah, I mean,
And this would normally be like 120, 130, like at a store.
well, the orange came through in this one. That's definitely an MGP deal. I didn't get as much of the so I haven't had it in like a week and a half. I think it's opened up a lot and changed flavor a little bit because I got like berries and like caramel, like vanilla caramel berries at first, but I don't get as much of the dill. You always get tons of dill on MGP.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there probably is some, but I didn't notice it.
But
The MGP, it's or the Remus is different mash bills. 'Cause
Right.
It's a bunch of different sources, but I know a lot of them are 36% rye
oh, are they?
because it's a
Jeez.
lot of their stuff is the high rye.
I wouldn't have thought that much. Doggone.
Some of them are less, but yeah. So I don't know how old the Dickel is. I don't know. Discovery's probably similar-ish, but not as old. The Remus is 13 to like 16 year-old bourbons combined, and so it probably averages like 14, 15-year-old. And I would say also too that, again, where I find myself wanting something higher proof, I wish it was higher proof,
Which one?
but the Remus Repeal, But I feel like you get a whole lot of flavor for something.
Oh
that's
yeah.
like, grab my don't actually, but grab my we grabbed like Old Forester 100 and it's kind of watery tasting. This is not watery tasting. It's got good flavor, but I just can't help but feel even when it's like this and it's like super punched with flavor, that it's like I wish I was 115 proof.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was surprised that I got like kind of a drawing thinness out of the Bardstown. The flavors were good. It was more complex for sure.
Yeah, but
it was close between these two.
Fruit basket.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, well, I wanted to like you, Dickel, but you're not doing it for me today. I should try maybe the bottled and bond, but if this is like the base.
Hey, they always say that they have like a vitamin-y taste. I didn't get that off of that one. Maybe I don't know if that one is just a little different than their standard offerings.
I mean, it must be because they said like we're not going to call this a Tennessee whiskey. We're going to call it bourbon because of the flavor profile. I believe it was still charcoal filtered. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
maybe if we had a bunch of other 45%ers and they were a different profile than these guys, the fruity ones. But
yeah, like the things that I've learned from doing the blind tastings is one, I try to pick the one that's most complex, maybe to a detriment. Two,
just pick the one that I like.
Two, well, that's the way to go. Two, none of us are good at like really.
Nope.
I think you're probably better than the rest of us at picking out individual flavors and whatnot. But however, it's dawned on me that the ones that are expensive don't a lot of times necessarily taste like they're. Yeah. Point being, you can line up like Bardstown and put it next to the Dickel, and I can be like, oh, this one's definitely better. But you have like a lot of these bourbon channels, and they taste something like a Bardstown, like, oh, that drink's special. Like, yeah. I try right away, and it's like, ooh, I don't really get that. Like even with these, I was like, these could have been anything, and like Remus is supposed to be so special, and I love MGP, but like it was good. I liked it. I could drink it all day, but I didn't just like drink it and be like, ooh, that's like my new favorite. I don't ever get that.
Right. It's a thing. It's a game of diminishing returns. I mean, this is like the more and more you drink bourbon, where it's like this is like the damn wallpaper in your house. You know it so well. Like those little differences push a bourbon. When you've had thousands, it pushes it out in front of the pack. Whereas it's a normal person and they're trying 5, it's like, oh, is that much better than everything else? Like those little differences. When you have the law of averages, I mean, there's so many that meet a certain threshold of quality, and it's like if you have that one that goes that extra 1%, that matters to someone that studies it all day. And we're not there yet, obviously. But for what it for being 5.5% less proof than Bardstown, like they're extremely competitive. So like Remus is like packs a lot of flavor for the percent. And one of you two needs to learn how to use like some art program and draw all the things that is a combination of all the flavors.
It just shows like a pop. It
starts off with like a single
little
orange.
No, it's just it's like the popsicle. It's like, and then it has like the little like the light rays around it, and then it's like wrapped in leaves, and it's like, and then it's just leaves, and then it's like with sprinkles, and it's like.
Hopefully in a year and a half or whenever I get this frickin' video.
Adrian,
I'll know how to do that crap.
Looks like you finally have something to do. Lazy ass, sit on your ass all day, collect a check from the government.
Yeah.
No, you said you didn't know what it smelled like. You're like, oh, what do this smell like?
Which one?
The Jack Daniel's 10.
You're a 10.
Thank you.
On opposite day.
Hey. You ever have like a nose hair in your nose that's just like being annoying and like interferes with smelling things?
No, but
happening.
I guess the nose hair trimmers in there you can use.
Thanks, dude.
You're welcome.
Way to have my back like that.
I've been keeping them for all this time just in case this would happen. Glad.